Grace. This is the first in our three-part mini-series called Save Your Time and Your Money. For those of you who are not familiar with this mini-series, what the idea is that you can be efficient both with your time and with your money in some of these cases. If you're trying to save a lot of money, sometimes it seems like it might take a lot of time, but we're here to debunk that with these three ideas. The first one that we're covering today is called automation. The second one that we'll do next week is called time management and planning ahead. And then the third thing we want to tackle is minimalism. So if any of those three things excite you, stick around, subscribe to my channel to make sure you don't miss them. And let's go ahead and jump into automation. So automation, there's three things that I think are great examples of how to automate your time, how to automate things in your life that take up a lot of your time. And then at the end, we can kind of talk about maybe there's something else and it's taking up a lot of your time. Can't get into every single thing that might be taking up every person's time. So some ideas of how you could begin to find your own ways to automate things. So the first thing I want to jump into is talking about bill pay. The second thing that I want to talk about is deal saving websites, deal finding websites, couponing sites, things like that. And the third thing I want to talk about is automate your cooking so that you're not as tempted to eat out. So let's jump right into it. Bill pay is really straightforward. There's two main ways to do bill pay. The first one, and the one that I feel like is easiest, is if you go onto your online checking account, there's a section at the top that probably says bill pay. It might say automatic payments. And you can click on that and you can list every single bill that you have that comes up, and how often you have to pay it, and how much it is. And then you just set it on a calendar and you set them all. And then it comes out automatically and you don't have to think about it. The reason I like this method is that if for whatever reason you need to cancel, you can cancel up to just 2 days before it would get sent or end up at the company that you're paying the bill to, and it's really simple to do. The second way that I like to do bill pay, and it's not quite as nice as the first way, but it also saves a lot of time and money, is doing it directly through the company. So I use this for things like cable bill, electric bill, utility bill, particularly if the amount changes each month that I owe. I like to use this method. The other reason I like to use this method is that I can put it onto a credit card and get a few cents in cash back for each dollar and save a little bit more money over the course of the year. It's not a huge incentive, and if you're a person who struggles with paying off your credit cards in full, please stick with the checking account method. But what you would do is just directly, so we use, I think our internet is through Charter, so charter.com, we have an account there. We have a bill pay section of that website. We put in our account information, and then we enrolled in autopay. And the reason I like bill pay, the whole point is that you save a lot of time by not having like 10 different bills that you have to write checks and put a stamp, put it in the mail every single month. And then you also save money by, reducing that human error. So you have probably fewer late fees. You're probably going to not have to pay for checks. You don't have to pay for postage. It just saves time. It saves you money. It's a great idea. The second thing that I like to do that I think consider automation is I love finding a good deal. And so if I wanted to find as many good deals as I actually end up getting, it would probably be a full-time job to do that. And luckily, there are people whose full-time job it is to find deals online and blog about it. And so I go to a couple different coupon blogs, a couple different apps for my local stores, like your local grocery stores that aren't necessarily big coupon blogs. And basically, I just check those once a day for anything that's free, and I check them once a week for things that I really need. So the main one that I use is called the Crazy Coupon Lady. Look for the link below. And she has a section called freebies. I check that every day just because I think it's fun to see what you might be able to go get for free. And then she also has it separated out by store. So whatever store you think you're going to. And there's a search function as well. So if you're looking for toilet paper, you can just type in toilet paper in the search bar and it'll come up with all the deals for toilet paper all the coupons that she knows about toilet paper, and it's just a really robust website. I save so much time not having to dig through every single like ad, trying to find it online or in print, and like looking at the actual physical ad. I can just, there's this searchable website. So I might do a video on the Crazy Coupon Lady later on because it's just such a phenomenal website. But for now, just know that you can find pretty much anything that you want to find a deal on. You can go to that website, and if you can find it on that website, maybe try Google search for another website that specializes. There's Brad's Deals, there's like Southern Savers, there's a lot of really good sites out there. So third thing I wanted to talk about is automating your cooking. So this is pretty cool. They make this amazing invention. It's called a crock-pot, and it cooks whatever you want. I've seen recipes for pecan pie made in a crock-pot. I've seen recipes for pizza made in a crock-pot. I don't know who's doing that, but I love soup, so it works out really well for me. I need to eat 3 times a day, every day, and it's kind of a lot of work to make meals that often, especially because I do spend 8 hours a day at my job. I'm a full-time volunteer, so at my volunteer site, I spend 8 hours a day at my volunteer site. And so what I do with that is intentionally, when I am buying food, I make sure that I buy food that I already know how to cook with or that goes well in a crock pot. So I try to look for carrots, potatoes, onions, peppers sometimes can be done pretty well in a crock pot, but sometimes not. And then different kinds of meat and different kinds of sauces. And then whenever you feel like, oh man, I don't want to have to cook tonight because I'm getting done with that and going straight to a networking event, you can just put that stuff in the crock pot before you head out to work. Drop home for 20 minutes. You have to take the dog out anyways, and grab yourself a bowl of whatever you made in the crock pot. Those are 3 ways that I've just automated things in my life. I end up not eating out as much by doing that. I end up using my vegetables a lot more often doing that as well, since I don't have to think about it as much and I don't have to plan ahead as much. If I'm not eating out as much, I'm using my vegetables more and not throwing as much food away. So I'm saving money in 2 ways there and saving time. So there's a really incomplete list of things that you can automate. One thing you might want to try doing is writing down everything in your life that you feel like you spend too much time on, or that you feel like you would like to try but you just think it would take too much time. And then Googling or asking a friend or brainstorming, however you come up with the idea, to automate that. Whatever you come up with, we would love to hear about it. Make sure you comment below. Let us know some tips and tricks. If you are struggling with anything that you think there's got to be a way to automate this, let us know that in the comments too, and maybe we can do a follow-up video and talk about it. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Again, that was our first in our mini-series of Save Your Time and Your Money. Coming up next week, we have Planning Ahead and Time Management. So subscribe if you want to see that, or if you want to see our 3rd video, which is on minimalism. We put out new videos every Wednesday, and I will see you then.